right, we're going to be working on page 187. Number 1, solve and show your work. We have 3 1/4 plus 7 4/5. We're going to go ahead and check out the denominators first. Those denominators are not the same, so we need to find a common denominator by listing the multiples of 4 and 5. You list the multiples, and if you know your math facts, you might already know that the common denominator is going to be 20. So now I'm going to leave the whole numbers aside. I'm going to leave them aside, and I'm just going to focus on the 1/4 and the 4/5. So 1/4 times something gives me 20, or denominator of 20, and 4/5 times something gives me a denominator of 20. So 4 over 4 is 16 20ths when I multiply it out, and 1/4 times 5 over 5 would be 5 20ths. Now what I'm going to do is look back at my symbol. My symbol is to add. So I'm going to add these two together. 15 plus 16 is 21 over 20. And then I'm going to simplify that to 1 1/20. Now I'm not done. I forgot about something. Well, I didn't forget, but I left something out. My whole numbers, my 3 and my 7. 3 plus 7 is 10. So I'm going to add the 10 to 1 11/20, which gives me, 1 1/20, which gives me 11/20. Jasmine's family is taking a bus to get to a baseball game that starts in 4 hours. The bus leaves in 1 5/10 hours, or 1.5 hours, and the trip takes 2 75/100 of an hour, or 2 hours and 45 minutes. Will Jasmine's family make it to the game on time? Well, let's think about this. So what kind of operation are we going to do? Well, the bus leaves. It hasn't left yet. It's going to leave in 1.5 hours, and the trip is going to take 2 75/100 of an hour. So I'm going to add those up and see what I get for the total trip. So they're going to get to the game in 4 25/100 of an hour. When I think of a clock, 25/100 of a clock would be 15 minutes. So they're going to get there in 4 hours and 15 minutes. So if the game starts in 4 hours, they're going to be late for the game, but they're not going to be too late. So they're just going to be a little late. And here we have the choice of a little early, which would not work, and then they'll be on time. That would be exactly 4 hours. Carmen's mom is buying rice. Brand A's package contains 3/4 of a pound. Brand B's package contains 2/3 of a pound. Which has more rice? I could look at a multiplication chart. I'm not multiplication chart. A number line to help me right here. I could look and compare 2/3 and 3/4. I could draw circles, or I could find a common denominator. So here we're going to find a common denominator. But I recommend, if you're using your book, just to look back in your book and see what you get when you look at the number line for 2/3 and 3/4. The number that's closest to 1 would be your answer. So my common denominator is 12. So 2/3 times what gives me 12? 3 times 4 gives me 12. What I do to the denominator, I do to the numerator. And then I have 3/4. What gives me 12? Oh, I made a mistake. Nope, I did not make a mistake. So it's very close. 3/4 is equivalent to 9/12, and 2/3 is equivalent to 8/12. So which brand gives you more rice? Well, this one. So let me go back and double check. Brand A. And if I were to look here, I would find 2/3 right here, and then 3/4. Sorry. 2/3 and 3/4. 3/4 is closest to a whole. Now how much more? Well, I gotta subtract. which would just be 9/12 minus 8/12. My denominator stays the same. Subtract my numerators, 9 minus 8 is 1. So how much more? 1/12 of a pound more. Now we're going to multiply. We're going to multiply straight across. Every whole number has a 1 underneath it. So 1 times 25 is 25. 5 times 1 is 5. And then we would divide this. And I don't need to set this one up because I know that 25 divided by 5 is 5. So what is 1/5 of 25? It's 5. Now I have 17 times 1/3. So I'm going to put that 1 underneath the 17. I'm going to multiply my my denominators. 1 times 4 is 4. Now 17 times 3, 51. 51/4, but that's not as small as I can go. It's not simplified, so I'm going to divide. 4 goes into 1 one time. 4 goes in 11 2 times. Subtract, I get 3. So my whole number is 12. My numerator is 3. My denominator is 4. So I get 12 and 3/4. Write a number story that could be modeled for problem 4B. So 17 kids share 3/4 of something. How much do we have in all? So 17 kids, not share, 17 kids each eat 3/4 of a bag of Takis. How much do all of the kids eat? Well, they eat 12 and 3/4 of a bag of Takis. That could be a possible story. That does not have to be your story.